There are 7 secrets in your life right now that could destroy your peace the moment you speak them out loud, and most people give them away without even knowing it. And today, you're about to find out if you've been giving away your own power too. Some things in life are safe to share, like your favorite food or the show you're hooked on. But other things? The Stoics believe they should stay locked behind your lips, guarded like gold. Because once certain secrets leave your mouth, they don't belong to you anymore. They belong to the world, to its judgment, its gossip, its envy, and its interpretations. In this video, you're going to learn the 7 secrets you should never share with anyone, not even the people closest to you, and how keeping these to yourself can protect your energy, your future, and your sense of inner peace. But I'm not just going to list them. I'm going to show you why they matter through stories, ancient and modern, and what happens when the wrong person hears the wrong thing. So stick around, because once you understand these 7, your life will feel lighter, and a lot quieter in the best possible way. Let's start with something Marcus Aurelius said. The more you keep your soul focused inward, the less you depend on what others think. Most people today do the opposite. We share everything, our plans, our frustrations, our wins, our losses, our opinions, like we're living inside a giant open diary. But the more you give away, the more people feel they have the right to judge you, question you, correct you, and even sabotage you. So the Stoics learned to move like shadows. Quiet. Focused. Unbothered. And selective with what they said. Let's get into secret number 1, your long-term plans. Ask yourself this. How many times have you told someone your big dream, and they gave you that look, the one that isn't exactly supportive? Not hateful, but heavy. Like they're silently asking, "Are you sure you can do that?" That look alone can kill motivation. Here's a story you've probably seen play out in your own circle. Imagine someone is trying to start a business. They work late at night, they study during lunch breaks, they hustle quietly. Things are going well, until they tell a few people about their plans. Suddenly they get, "Are you sure that will work? Why don't you find something stable? That's too risky. You're not really the business type." Notice something. Nothing in their life changed, except the opinions they let in. The Stoics understood this deeply. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish." But the moment you share your plans too early, you invite people to judge those plans, making you doubt yourself before you even begin. That's why the most powerful moves are made quietly. You don't tell people what you're building. You show them when it's done. Now, here's why this matters scientifically. Studies show that when you announce a goal publicly, your brain experiences a fake sense of accomplishment, a premature reward. Meaning you feel like you've already achieved something, which kills your drive to actually do it. That's why the Stoics kept their plans private. Not out of fear, but out of discipline. So remember. If you're building something big, keep it quiet until it's real enough to survive criticism. Secret number 2, your financial situation, your income, your savings, your investments. Let me say something that might hit hard. People are kinder when they don't know how much money you have. Tell someone you're struggling financially. Some will pity you, some will judge you, some will distance themselves, and some will try to save you in the most annoying way possible. Tell someone you're making money. Get ready for jealousy, assumptions, requests for favors, and people who suddenly remember they're your closest friend. Either way, you lose. There's this quick story of a man who shared his financial success too openly. He bought a new car, told a few friends about a promotion, and celebrated his new salary. Before he even enjoyed it, he had people asking him for loans, family members trying to guilt-trip him, co-workers treating him differently, and strangers assuming he was arrogant. The Stoics knew that money reveals more about other people than it does about you. Seneca, who was incredibly wealthy, rarely talked about his riches. Because he understood a simple truth. The moment people know what you have, they believe they can calculate your worth. And that's dangerous. Money is like a knife. In the right hands, it's a tool that in the wrong hands, it becomes something people use against you. So keep your financial life quiet. Let people guess. Mystery protects you. Secret number 3, your private life, arguments, relationships, family problems, and personal drama. If there's one secret the Stoics would tattoo on everyone's forehead, it's this. Not everyone deserves access to your emotional world. Think about it. Have you ever told someone something private, maybe a fight you had, a mistake you made, or a weakness you're dealing with, and later regretted letting them in? People love information. But they love using information even more. Here's a relatable example. A couple has a small argument. One of them vents to a friend, tells every detail, shares every emotion, and then the couple makes up. But the friend doesn't forget those details. Now every time they see your partner, their judgment is based on the worst version of them, a version you shared in a moment of frustration. The Stoics didn't believe in hiding emotions, they believed in guarding them. Marcus Aurelius said, "The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. And whatever you share with others brings their opinions into your mind." If you spread your private struggles everywhere, you give people the power to define you. To label you. To misunderstand you. And the truth is harsh but real. A lot of people don't want to help you. They just want something to talk about. So keep your personal life sacred. Protect it like a garden that only you and the people you truly trust can enter. Secret number 4, your kindness, the good deeds you do when no one's watching. This one sounds strange, right? Why would keeping your kindness private matter? Because the moment you brag about helping someone, it's no longer kindness, it's marketing. Let me tell you a story the ancient philosophers loved. A man saves his neighbor's home from a fire. He carries water, breaks a window, pulls the family out. The village praises him. But the next day, he tells everyone the story again. And again. And again. Eventually, people stop seeing him as a hero. They see him as someone who just wants applause. The Stoics believed real virtue doesn't need an audience. In today's world, everyone wants to post everything, from donating money to giving a stranger food. But kindness becomes powerful the moment it stays between you and your conscience. Marcus Aurelius said, "The act of doing good should be your reward." When you do a good deed quietly, you protect the purity of your intention. And you avoid jealousy, misunderstandings, people who suddenly expect favors, those who only pretend to like you for what you can do for them. Your kindness isn't content. It isn't currency. It's character. And sometimes the strongest power you have is the good you do in total silence. Secret number 5, your weaknesses, the things that can be used against you. This one is tricky, because we live in a world where people say things like, just be open, just be vulnerable, just tell people what you're going through. But the Stoics had a much sharper understanding of human nature. They knew that not everyone who listens cares. And not everyone who cares is safe. Here's a truth most people learn the hard way. If you tell the wrong person your weaknesses, they won't forget them, they'll store them. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day they'll use what you shared to embarrass you, guilt trip you, win an argument, get leverage, make themselves feel superior. Seneca wrote something that hits like a punch. A sword never kills anybody, it is a tool in the killer's hand. Your weakness is the sword. A bad person is the killer. And when you hand someone the blade, you can't be surprised if they use it. Let me give you a modern-day example you've probably seen. Someone tells their coworker they're struggling with confidence. Everything seems fine, until one day, during a heated conversation, that coworker throws it back at them. Maybe if you weren't so insecure, you'd get things done. And suddenly the person realizes. They didn't confide in a friend. They fed a snake. The Stoics didn't believe in hiding your wounds, they believed in choosing who gets access to them, because once your insecurities are out there, you can't control how people frame them, twist them, or weaponize them. So be careful with who hears your fears. Some people will help you heal. Others will only learn where to stab. Secret number 6, your next move, the step you're about to take. It's funny how predictable people can be when we announce something big. The moment you say, "I'm about to do something important," the world suddenly has something to say about it. And usually, it's not encouragement. Here's a pattern the Stoics noticed. People don't attack what you've already done. They attack what you're about to do. Why? Because the future threatens them more than the past. Imagine someone says they're planning to quit their job and start something new. Watch how fast the comments flood in. That's unrealistic. What if you fail? You don't have the skills. You're overthinking. You're not ready. None of these comments existed 5 minutes ago. They only appeared because the person opened the door. Let me tell you a small but powerful story. In ancient Greece, there was a general who never told his soldiers the next step of the strategy until the moment they needed to act. Someone asked him why he kept everything so secret, and he said, "Because a plan is safest in silence. A plan in silence is a seed. It's protected. It grows roots. A plan spoken too early is a leaf. Anyone can pluck it off, tear it apart, or blow it away." The Stoics understood this better than anyone. They knew that silence is not weakness, it's strategy. Don't tell people what you're going to do next. Let them see it when it becomes too real to ruin. Secret number 7, your inner thoughts, your real opinions, judgments, and emotional reactions. Here's a secret even the smartest people forget. You don't have to share every thought you think. Not every idea needs an audience. Not every opinion needs validation. Not every reaction deserves a voice. There's a difference between being silent and being honest. Stoics believed in honesty, but only when it was useful, wise, and safe. Marcus Aurelius wrote almost all his deepest thoughts in a journal. And he never meant for anyone to read them. Why? Because he knew the world often misunderstands what the heart expresses in private. Let me paint you a picture. You're annoyed at someone. You feel like complaining. You want to vent. You want to burst out and say everything running through your head. But if you did that, you'd probably create a problem 10 times bigger than your emotion. Your anger would fade, but the consequences would stay. The Stoics were masters at choosing silence, not because they were weak, but because they understood that people twist words. People judge quickly. People project their fears onto your thoughts. And once something is said, it can't be unsaid. Your thoughts are your safe house. Your private universe. Your personal kingdom. And not every visitor deserves a key. Holding your thoughts back isn't suppression. It's self-respect. You owe the world polite behavior. You do not owe it your deepest feelings.